And we begin with an historic meeting between U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and Taiwan's president right here on American soil. It all comes amid a new warning from China. That meeting highlighting U.S. support for Taiwan, which China claims as its own. The House Speaker hosting a bipartisan meeting at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Southern California. And correspondent Nancy Liu is live for us there. Nancy, the Chinese government pledging a response to this visit by Taiwan's leader.
That's right, Nicole. And there's almost been a celebratory mood here all day, along with a sense of defiance. The highly anticipated meeting between Speaker Kevin McCarthy and Taiwanese President Tsai Ing Wen has wrapped despite China's demand for a cancellation.
Today was a bipartisan meeting.
It's a meeting China warned Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy not to hold, but he is very much the California host to Taiwanese President Tsai Ing Wen, along with a bipartisan delegation of nearly 20 members of Congress. The topics on the table: democracy, peace, and stability.
We're stronger when we are together.
Outside, hundreds of demonstrators, those said to be organized by the Chinese consulate, facing off against many Taiwanese Americans in support of independence, and aware this meeting angers China, which views the island as part of its own territory. Indeed, there is every indication China is furious with word of new Chinese military drills in Taiwanese airspace. President Tsai's U.S. visit is billed as unofficial as she is in transit.
Beijing should not use the transits as an excuse to take any actions, to ratchet up tensions, to further push at changing the status quo.
In a clear reference to former Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan last year, China warned the U.S. not to, quote, repeat disastrous past mistakes. Observers note similarities in the Chinese response.
To do nothing is really not an option for China. It has to be seen to not only be displeased at this kind of visit, but to display its displeasure.
The new tension is on top of the February incident involving a Chinese spy balloon traversing the U.S. and the American government ban of TikTok, which is Chinese-owned.
The friendship between the people of Taiwan and America is a matter of profound importance to the free world, and it is critical to maintain economic freedom, peace, and regional stability.
Really one of the few things that Democrats and Republicans can really agree on is that China is an adversary to the United States.
Now, notably, President Tsai is facing election next year in Taiwan, and analysts say her visit in the U.S. will bolster her position with voters in Taiwan who want the island to remain independent. Today, Speaker McCarthy reiterated America's commitment for continued arms sales to Taiwan, and that's an issue sure to provoke China even more.
Absolutely. All right,
Nicole?
Nancy, thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.